Hello to everybody and welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos. Today, after the popular vote on the QIC Telegram channel and community of over 22,000 people, crypto traders, as we speak, the vote has shown again that this group, this community is so much in love with Luna. So we have to go again and analyze what we see, what I see, and what Elliott Waves suggest on Luna. As always, I'm going to gift the BTC count and my outlook for BTC in the short and medium term. The long term, everybody knows where I stand. And obviously, don't forget that so far all the predictions have had very high accuracy. 53K call, the top in, the bottom pretty much in. We're short-term bullish in, and now obviously I'm going to give you the next sort of move that I expect to happen in the markets. For regular updates, you can feel free to contact me, and I'm going to give you access to my Telegram channel. Several updates on a daily basis, a lot of trading ideas, a lot of warnings regarding whale activity and on-chain metrics and other stuff. Same way as I invest, this is what you also get. Now, before we go into BTC First and then Luna, I would like to remind you that none of these constitutes investment advice. It's all educational. You should always do your own research before entering a trade or buying and holding any particular coin. So without further ado, let's go and have a quick look on the charts. And then feel free, as always, to leave your questions on YouTube and like and subscribe. Let's jump to the charts. Okay, guys, so I just said before, you all know my long-term count, okay? You all know that up here at 53, I was expecting a W, X, and Y to finish with an ending diagonal. It's happened. We got the leg to the downside, and we're good to draw a very nice support over here and a very nice support to this high momentum candle. We ought also to add a Fibonacci from the top all the way to the bottom in order to identify potential retracement levels. Let me also add the 786 just in case, and pretty much this is what we get. So as you see, I haven't really labeled what this is over here, okay? I do see, however, that being a wave B up here, okay, and I'm expecting wave C all the way down to around 25 or so, right? For the moment, we might have to change that number, but for now, this is where we are. So this is probably 1, and we are going for 2, okay? Which means any sort of downside move has to be impulsive in wave 3, then we're gonna get 4 and 5. The other scenario is that that might be the A, okay? And that might be the B, sorry. We might get a very elongated wave C to reach lows that go close to 25 or so, right? Now, we also ought to consider something else, but I don't think the chances are really high, that this is like wave 4. But you can see duration too long, okay? But for a wave 2, it can definitely do, especially after this sharp move to the downside that was from up to 53 down to 43K, 10K, yes, in few hours. Now, let's zoom in a little bit over here. Let me just take this away and let's see what I see. First of all, I want to tell you, okay, that I am looking at this as a W, X, and Y. Okay, as we saw, and this is fractally correct, if we look at the 29K bottom and all the way up to that range, this looks very similar. I'm looking at the W, X, and Y. The W in the other scenario, because we had a different structure over here, could make a zigzag with a truncated C. In this case, we cannot see it. So my Y, my W is very short. My X is a bit longer in time period, okay? And my Y extends even longer than the X, which is fine. Usually, well, what we will prefer to see, yeah, for the structure to have the right look as well, we want to see a structure that has equal waves, okay, in terms of time, okay? In terms of the range, this is what gives us the pattern. So it matters, but it also doesn't. With that said, guys, I'm looking for an ABC here in wave X. And that ABC, because we do the 90% correction over here, it's a regular flat, okay? We only extend around 110 or so, so it can be considered a regular flat. Now, after wave X, we also move to wave Y, and wave Y is also an ABC flat. But in this case, the irregular flat, it's obviously irregular, not regular, it's an expanding variation, okay? And inside the A, let me remind you, the flat is an ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure, right? So we've got the first A. In wave B here, guys, we'll have another ABC, which is another expanded flat. Okay, now one might have got this into a W, X, and Y pattern, but just to show you that this is another flat in here, I labeled it as an ABC. Okay, so we've got a W, X flat, Y flat, in B of Y, another flat. Since this is an expanding flat, guys, what we ought to do, we need to go to the beginning of wave A, up to wave A, and all the way down to wave B. And look for the 261.8 Fibonacci extension, which is around the 49K. Now, I'm not saying that we are going to go there for sure, but what I'm saying, guys, is that there is very high probabilities that we are going to take that out. And why do I say that? And why am I looking at the 2618? First of all, it's above the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. Second, it is, showing that we're going to have a potential false break above the 61.8, because that thing happens actually quite often. Okay, a false break, especially on cryptos right now, because we want the FOMO to be in. And another thing that I was looking is the fact that over here we're looking corrective, which means another leg up is imminent, one way or another. Okay, so the problem is that this structure over here, it looks obviously impulsive, but there is some trouble in producing 3 waves here and 5 waves. You understand? So if, and I say if this is 1 and 2, then we've got internally 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. And then we might get another leg up over here. Okay. So our wave 3 is here, what is extended. This is what I'm saying, right? Now, I was looking at this as a triangle, but then I didn't like how little wave E was actually going further down, because some people think that 50% of wave E is okay, it's just truncated. But guys, truncations, they do 70% of the range. Okay, so I'm not sure what books you read, but 50% truncation is not really seen. Okay, it's not a triangle. Either way, what else we could have is 1 and 2. We could have another 1 over here, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. Okay? So, that obviously, excuse me, the 3, the 4, and the 5, yeah? Which means our 3 is up here, or up here. This is 4, Yeah, in the smaller term, you get the 3 down and up. Okay, let me actually move the wave over here so that it makes sense. Okay, this what I'm saying. So our 4 is here, and we're going to go up for another wave. And internally, we've got something like this. We've got 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's going to be of the lower degree, of course. Okay, let's have a different color here. Because you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here at 2. Then 1, 2, internally 3, 4, and 5 here. And then ABC and the 5. Okay, and then we've got an ABC. Okay, so that can be my 4. And then we can get another leg up for the 5. Okay, but this 5th wave, guys, it doesn't really need to stop at 2618. Okay, it doesn't. It can go higher up because it's an expanding flat, so it can extend even more than that. So what we can do is see that in case we break that, where do we go? 3, and then 3 to 6, 3, hold on, 4, I will not change this to 3, there. Comes just above the 50, which is very close to the high momentum candle, the open candle, okay? The beginning of this crash. So, can we get there? Yes, we can get there. Is there a confluence? Let's check. Fibo, all the way up to 3, assuming we're done, and then down to 4, assuming we're done, and look at this. My 61.8 Fibonacci comes exactly at the same level, okay? At 50, 50. So, for me, the max market top for this particular market is the 50-50. If we break 50-50, we're probably going to go up. So the alternative comes into place. And you know the alternative if you're watching my videos. Okay? So what I'm looking for now is to draw a base channel over here. Can go down to 1 if we want. Or preferably we can do the 3 so that we really see where prices could go. Okay? If we follow that channel, perhaps at some level we might meet all the way up to here. Okay? Now, obviously, if we break below this channel, guys, then things become a bit more complicated. Why? Because we could have finished our move to the upside over here. And this might be an ABC, and it's the beginning of a leading diagonal. Okay, so it could be ABC, that is our correction. We might get another ABC correction and ABC, and we might end up having a leading diagonal and then continue all the way down. But I count this as an alternative because I do believe we're going to see another leg up. Okay, the structure as well is what is suggested. Now let's go quickly on Luna. And let me show you what we were talking about last time, guys. Yeah, we're talking about the potentially of these actually moving lower. Okay, doing a bigger 4 here and then continue higher. It didn't happen. This has actually lasted. It's actually held prices bullish. Okay, so we could be looking at another leg to the upside. Here we have 1 and 2, and here we have 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and very likely for 5 for 3, then 4 and 5 for 5 of 5. I know that might sound a bit whatever, but the truth is this. We're going to get 1, 2, and 3. Or this might be ABC. This might be ABC. We might get something like this, and then another way up. So we might get a low going below the 32 and then continue higher up. Okay. So what I'm looking currently, guys, though, okay, if we zoom in a little bit, and then I'm going to zoom out a little bit again. Yeah. What I'm looking is the fact that this looks corrective, and when we have corrections, what happens is we get another leg to the upside, because we need to finish this cycle. Okay, in this case it would be minor 5. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, as I said, is, you know, A1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're gonna go to minute and we're gonna change the color. That's my 1, that's my 2, yeah. And you got 1 and 2, and antenna you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 3, 4, and 5. And ABC. Then one might say, and what about this? Are we done? Well, if I'm being honest with you, I think my way forward is finished here. Okay, and I think this is a W, X, and Y. Although it doesn't look pretty, is what it is. And I will explain why. Minuets. There we go. Actually, my unit is blue here. Or maybe, guys, someone might want to count this as something like this. So I'm looking for a triangle here, okay? Which makes very good sense. A, B, C, D, E, okay? So you've got, so hold on, let me, 1 second. A, B, C, D, E. So we're gonna go down there, but again, I don't like this. So I'll be honest, I will just leave it there. I know it doesn't look pretty, but this is what I see currently, because we really need these 5 waves, guys, for triangles, okay? We cannot really play around with that. So we've got A, B, C, D, E. What I don't like is how long the beginning of A is, wave A. But either case, for now, is that a 5? Maybe if that's a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But no, it cannot be in this case, because Y can only be a triangle in W, X, and Y, not in C. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this is one of the scenarios. The other one is that this is ABC. This is going to be some sort of A, B triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not even, just a B and then C. But C is going to be very extended. We're going to go up to the 90% or so. Yeah, around here. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a flat. But what I don't like, guys, whatever sort of scenarios we talk about, I don't like the fact that this correction over here, it's really taking that long. Okay, I don't. You see, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So what I've been thinking that what if, and I'm just saying now, thinking out loud, what if we still have a lot of room to go? What if that is going to be my 3 and then I'm going to get my 4? Yeah. Because these two corrections look really similar. And then if we assume this 4 and compare it to these two, it's nearly double. Okay. So what if we had something like this? And this would actually make a bit more sense if we're going to have a guide here to use. Look at this. Yeah. And the case being here that I'm going to get something like ABC, ABC, yeah, ABC, ABC, and ABC. And that's going to be some sort of triangle here. Okay. Because to me, especially when I see volumes like that spike in this particular level, that reminds a wave 3, guys. Usually, okay, we will be in minor 3. Usually we want that to be in 3 of 3. Now in that case it's in the you know, it's not in 3 of 3, it's 5 of 3. But the thing with cryptos is that waves 5 also extend and have some of the times very good volumes, similar to 3. Okay, so now if you ask me how this is going to play out, where all going all that stuff, guys, I will tell you the truth. This is very hard to I mean, some people have a triangle here. I don't see a triangle, honestly. Some people, see some sort of expanding flat. I don't see expanding flat. There is no 5 waves down here, okay? This is a clear ABC or W, X, and Y even, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's no such thing as an expanded flat here, okay? And triangle, not really, no. It just doesn't make sense, the structure. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is also possible. So if we're in wave 5, and I believe we are, we're either going to get a motive wave and the diagonal or motive wave impulse, okay? So regardless of where this belongs, it is what it is. It is what we get, okay? Now, unless if someone comes and tells me we ended here, and that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'm going to get 5, and that's going to be some sort of open leading diagonal, fine. But that means more downside. In this case, guys, if we start moving lower, I would urge you to look at this trend line, because a break of this trend line can take us down to the 2230. Okay. Now, if we want to be a bit more optimistic, though, let's do the 4-5. Next level up is the 50, okay? And I think I talked about the 50 quite a few times. But what else we can do is measure the net distance between 0 and 4. Yeah, and we are 1238.2, which is again the 50. And then after 50, okay, let's put the 0.5 as well. We'll get to 65 and then to 83, okay? I know it's a bit more of a complex and mixed sort of video to the rest, guys, but the truth is that it becomes harder and harder to really understand, to find a clear structure. And I'm not gonna lie, and I told you, everybody else has the same issue. If they don't, they just give you whatever. They just put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and ABC, and they just assume that you don't know, and that's it. But the purpose is educational here. Don't forget that. So that will be all. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped. If you have questions, drop them on YouTube. Thanks.